Hi, my name is Giovanna Rodriguez, and today I'm going to be answering the CCR question, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? And while I answer this question, you will be seeing me try and fail to make my sister's signature salted double chocolate cookies. My product is a film opening with the genre of Western drama. With the genre of Western drama comes many conventions that are commonly known. For example, wide shots and panoramic views, which are followed in our film, and we worked with that with some orange hues and other color grading that made it look more of a Western landscape. Because unfortunately, I do live in Florida, so Western landscapes in my community specifically are very rare, so we did have to work creatively to follow that convention. Commonly, films in this genre follow male protagonist or multiple male protagonists with females going into the sidekick or just love interest role. Well, with our film, we broke that convention and challenged it by making our main character, Rhea, a female cowboy who was in a powerful position. And we really wanted to do this because we wanted to represent a group that was commonly not shown, which is that in the Wild West there was female cowboys and there was females in powerful positions other than being saloon girls or just in the house. The main reason we wanted to have a female protagonist was because we wanted to open doors to a new viewership of females who typically did not watch Western movies. For example, I had very little interest in the Western genre because of the fact that we had very little representation, and when it was shown, it was very misleaded. Our choice to have a female protagonist was very much linked to the identity and the idea of representation, because we felt that if female and female empowerments were not represented in the Western genre, that also accredits to the fact that the Western genre has very niche audiences and it mainly pertains to men. One thing that we did keep that was commonly shown in Westerns was women being depicted in skirts, specifically layered skirts. The reason I decided to keep this as the production designer is that I felt that it was important to show that Rhea, our main character, was a woman of her time. At the time of Westerns, commonly women were not wearing pants, even if they were doing labor. And yes, it would have been a more stylistic choice to put her in pants, but I felt it was really important to show that she was still of her time. She was just thrust into this situation of misfortune, which led her to her revenge. Speaking of revenge, a revenge-driven plot is very important in most Westerns and is a very common convention. We followed this because we felt that it is very important to the Western genre, the idea of revenge and duels and trying to hunt down someone that wronged you, and that really interested us and drew us to this idea of Western drama. One stereotype that we did reinforce in our film was in our sound, meaning...
Hi, I know I'm supposed to be talking about my coding conventions, but I feel it's important to say that my cookies failed and they are just essentially flat cupcakes. So go back to the scheduled programming.
The voiceover that I filmed when playing Rhea, I did use a thick country accent, and that is because when you think of Westerns, you commonly associate it to the accent that they always show and represent. And we felt that it was important because that is one of the main key identities of Western movie. One last thing I'd like to mention is that the main social issue that we are confronting, that I just want to reinstate, is gender roles and the rigid gender structure that we are accustomed to in these films.